Hey guys, Cole the Carman here. So today we're going to be doing another update video on the Blazer. This is I think I've made 2 videos on this, so this will be the 3rd video. Just giving everyone a progress update. We've knocked a lot of stuff off since the last time. As you all can obviously tell, it's a lot different. Although I still need to do a couple more things to it, but without me rambling some more, let's go ahead and just jump right into the video. So from last video, if you all want to get up to speed with everything, it's all in the last video. I haven't made an upload since. Just been honestly busy with work and everything else going on in personal life. The Monte Carlo's been fine. It has been sitting because we just had a snowstorm about a week ago, and it finally rained, so now the roads are clear enough, so I was able to get it out, and I'm going to get it out later on this weekend. But Monte Carlo's been just fine, and this has been okay. Granted, you know, this needs maintenance things, and that's what it has been doing recently, but all is well. And here's to 2024. So without further ado, let's go ahead, and I'm gonna go in order from last video of what I did up until now. So starting off, in the last video I mentioned that the bezel was cracked. I did a temporary fix. When I pulled the radio out, the aftermarket radio, and put this replacement in from the junkyard I got, I found the piece, this piece here, this piece of plastic, and I just kind of super glued it back up in there. But you can see how when I pulled the bezel, it literally started to crack more. So it's a temporary fix, but that has been fixed. I found an eBay replacement, same style, with the 1.5-inch DIN for the radio, for like $100. It's a replacement. It's a non-OE, so I don't know how that's gonna go, but I mean, for $100 it's worth a shot, rather than spending like $200 and something on a factory one that could just honestly get broke again. Tan is extremely hard to find parts for. I've been to multiple junkyards and just no luck trying to find certain little trim pieces, and it's just a pain. But anywho, next thing was trim repaint. I repainted the mirrors, as you can see, on both sides, right there and there, and then I repainted the roof rack, just kind of to give it a refresh, all the crossbars up there as well. Next thing was color matching the grill. So you just pop the grill out, and there's like a bolt here, one behind the emblem, and another bolt, or there might be 4 bolts, I'm not sure. I can't honestly remember. Pull the chrome off, sand it down, paint it black. I am going to have the whole front end repainted, obviously, as you can tell. Yeah. So, we're just gonna ignore that. And then I should have really painted the bumper better. I took a power washer to it one time after I got the car dirty, and the paint was starting to peel off, as you can tell. But it's literally a chrome bumper, and I'm just going to replace the whole front bumper to the newer style like my green Blazer had. It's more sleek and more, it doesn't have that plastic extra bumper thing. I don't really care for that, but not a big deal. So yeah, that will all be repainted professionally, as well as the fenders and a new cowl hood, just to give the front end a refresh. And then, you know, eventually in time, I'm gonna probably have the same body shop that does the whole front end, wet sand, and just re-clear coat, because the base coat is fine, because when you wash it, it literally looks immaculate, but when it's dry, you can obviously see scratches and stuff. So it just needs to be re-cleared, and I'm not even gonna worry about the roof, just the body of it. Anywho, let's see. Following up with that, I got the front windows tint match to match the rear, just a 20% match. And then we did some more frame undercoating. I think I touched on it last time, but I did repaint the frame, and then wax coated it. I then after that, I dropped the spare tire and did all back in here, all the cross members and stuff. And then obviously wax coated that as well, since this is more of a winter vehicle. You know, I'm not going to drive the Monte Carlo in the winter. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is going to be the priority in the winter time. Anywho, I think like the next day, I was still waiting for parts to ship in for this. I did LED swap with the Sylvania Zevo lights all the way around. So the the tail lights, reverse lights, tag lights, and then up in the front, I did the turn signals, the little marker, the actual turn signal, LED low beam, Zevo halogen, like Silver Star, I think they're called, for the high beam / daytime running light. Because if you put an LED, it does not like to work right. Since this car has, it draws less power. It uses the high beams, but at a low power, and LEDs do not use the power, a lot of power, so that's how it kind of messes with it, and you can't do LED low beam, or high beams, sorry. And then got obviously new headlights, new tail lights for it, stock OE tail lights, and then the clear same headlights and headlights and turn signals that I had on the green Blazer. But this one had factory fog lights, my green one did not. So what I did was I literally pulled the housing, mocked up a hole for the LED that I put in, drilled a hole, and it's working just fine. So I can still use my factory fog lights. Let's see, and then I got some WeatherTech floor mats from a buddy of mine. He unfortunately was in a wreck with his S10-02. Wasn't his fault, somebody pulled out in front of him, long story, but he was gracious enough to give me the mats. All I have to do is I have to get the, door's locked. I have to get the rear set off of eBay. It's like $100 for the whole rear. Let's see, and then I did the brake pedal pad. It's a little dirty, but the other one was just completely worn down, the rubber on there. And then I did, let's see, a badge refresh. These are the updated 02 to, I believe, 05 badges. And then I got new little bow ties from the mail, since they are gold. And then I put the same 4.3 Vortec badge on the back. And then I bought a rear deflector / spoiler for the rear window off of eBay, which has a cutout for the third brake light, which I did replace with a new OE part. And then so when I bought the car, it had, the rear speakers were already replaced, but the fronts weren't, for whatever reason, I don't know. So I replaced the front door speakers and the dash speakers with the same speakers that were in the rear. Sorry, I have a little note of everything. But yeah, new speakers all the way around. And then we get on to how it's lifted. So I did lift it. It's lifted about 2 inches, I'd say, and then the tires on top of it, another 2. The tires are 2 inches bigger, or 2.5 inches bigger than the stocks. But I have front lift shocks in there, as you can see, and then we did adjust the torsion bars to counteract with just raising it up a little bit more. And then in the back, I did rear load leveling shocks. As you can see, they have a regular shock and then a coil right there. And that is how it got the lift kit. And then I also replaced the belt idler, the tensioner, and the belt itself to get rid of a whining noise that I had. I thought it was the alternator, so I replaced the alternator, but it still had its issues with the whining. So now it does not whine, which is a big plus. I don't have to hear that. And then I had to recently, we had a freeze. It was like 9 degrees, and the coolant froze in this, which was really like, oh no. But it de-thawed out, and what we did was we flushed the system. We put a new 180 degree thermostat. It had a 190 or 195, but I just want to run 180 just to keep everything cool. These motors like to run cooler rather than hot. But yeah, so we did that, and then Bravada window switches, which are wood grain, as you can see there and there, just to make it more, I guess, luxury, since it is an LT. That's the highest trim for 98. And then finally we had the new wheels and tires. These are Cooper Discover STT Pros, 30 by 9.5 on 15-inch stock 02 to 05 4x4 wheels. The same guy who gave me the WeatherTechs also gave me these and a whole bunch of other little stuff, odds and ends, that I'm probably just skipping over, that I didn't add on my note. But so that's the wheel and tire setup, and it does not rub anywhere. I didn't have to do any sort of trimming, and they're a really aggressive mud terrain tire. So, and like I said, 2 inches bigger, or 2 inches taller, and I think like an inch wider than factory. So, yeah. And then recently I just had to do a window regulator. Same day I put the tires on, I went to put the window down because I'm pulling it inside of a shop, and the window got stuck. And then it rained that night. Fortunately, I was able to leave the car in the shop, and then, you know, just replace the window regulator the next day. So that is everything within 11 minutes. Sorry if I talk too fast. I'm just trying to make this video short and sweet, but that's how it sits right now. Following, let's see, so next, honestly, the next couple things are to add a factory trailer hitch on the back, which will, you know, just have a trailer hitch, because I do plan on doing some towing with it. And the hitch just, you know, bolts right into the frame with 3 bolts. And I could tell you the measurements. I haven't measured it with the new tires, but with stock tires, it's at 33 in the front and 33.5 in the back. So it does have a little bit of rake, which will be just fine for towing. And I'd rather have a vehicle raked than, you know, leaning towards more of the back. But yeah, so adding the hitch, and then getting the new bumper and having them repaint the grille, and then we'll do the 2-inch cowl hood, repaint the fenders, and just some other little odds and ends. That's really the major things. I do need to do a fuel pump because the gas gauge does not work in it, but well, it does work, but it just likes to do, you know, if you're sitting still, it'll go to empty, but then you hit the gas or start moving, it'll jump back to full. So I have to use the trip odometer to read how much gas I have in it. I can get like 200 miles out of each tank, but I can pop the hood here and show you guys. I did also wash the vehicle and armor all the dash and the door panels, and then condition the torrent seat. That is on the list to do. I just don't feel like dumping $300 into 2-seat covers and then spending probably another $200 for somebody to put them on just yet. I want to focus on more crucial things. But let me see here. Pop this hood with one hand. I'll show you guys the new tensioner. So there's the new tensioner right there, and then the new idler pulley and brand new belt, and it all works nicely. No more whine. But yeah, under the hood I need to do the valve cover gaskets and swap the covers, because I think I mentioned in the last video that this is obviously a rebuilt motor, like a Jasper motor, and this valve cover should be on the other side, because as you can see, the fill neck is pushing on the air intake, so I need to replace that and just swap the sides, and then just replace the gaskets. And I'm trying to think, and then aside from the fuel pump, that's all engine and transmission stuff that needs to be taken care of soon. And then I do need a new battery. This one is getting weak, I can tell, but it seems to be working just fine for now. So I will have to replace that though, so that's on the list as well. Yeah, I mean, honestly, just trying to keep this video short and to the point, but that's really honestly all this thing needs. Everything else has been taken care of. I have a whole list on my phone, but I figure I'd keep doing updates, you know, every like month and a half, just to keep everyone in the loop. But yeah, so that's how it sits as of right now. And that's how we're just gonna keep everything rolling. So stay tuned for more videos to come. I plan on making different content than just this Blazer, but as of right now, this is just how we have to get videos going out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I could go ahead and just fire it up, give a mileage update. I don't know if I said the mileage in the last video, but it was probably at like 191. Probably just rolled over to 191. I have been driving it a lot recently. Let's see here. So yeah, flick of the key, it fires right up. But as you can tell, the battery should be around 14 volts. It's at like 13.7, so it's a little weak, but not a big deal. And then the gas gauge obviously is doing that thing, but there's my gas gauge right there now. But if you shake the car, it will jump back up. Just to prove my point, I'm rocking it right now. It should spring up. Yep, see. So it needs the sending unit, but not a big deal. And you can hear how loud it is. So, but yeah, I mean, other than that, it's really just a minor inconvenience. Sure, I could live with it, but if I want this to be a good driver and pretty much reliable, it has been really reliable. So, you know, I just want to keep it that way. Just keep up on all the maintenance stuff. So yeah, that's honestly it. All that I can really think of as of right now, as I'm uploading this video. But you can see the LEDs with the fog lights here, and then all the LEDs and stuff. I can throw on a blinker. I made a video on how to do this swap on my green Blazer, but it's really easy and really worth it for an older vehicle. But yeah, you can see it does, everything's working, and with all the new Sylvanias, no hyper flash or anything, and it really modernizes it a lot. And then also the tag lights down there. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna just try and keep this video short enough. Yeah, so stay tuned for new videos to come. Some more updates on this will come out. I just need to do a couple little things. But yeah, it'll be all in the works, and just honestly, just stay tuned for more videos to come. Obviously, I'll keep updating. Probably next video will be, next video probably won't be of this, but it'll probably be more of, I don't know, maybe the Monte Carlo or some other things, maybe some model cars. I don't know if I've really made an update on any of those, but I might have a couple new ones. But anywho, we'll just keep it under 20 minutes with this video. But there's the Blazer update, and stay tuned for more updates to come with this, the Monte Carlo, and some other stuff. But yeah, we're just gonna keep it short and sweet. Thank you all for watching, and more videos to come for 2024. Thanks, everyone.